This is Jennifer from the Shooter's Mindset, and we are live with episode 409. We've got our co-hosts here tonight. How's it going, Greg?
Giddy up 409.
How about you, Corey? How's it going?
I'm great. I just shoot matches. I don't have any jingles.
Well, we are glad that you keep your day job.
Yeah.
We should all keep our day job. All right. And the guest of the hour, which is who everyone really wants to hear from, nobody wants to hear our mouths, is the king himself, the kitten savior, the king of 2 Mile, Robert Brantley. How's it going?
Great. Thank y'all for having me on.
No problem. So
Always a pleasure.
I know we always have a good time when you're there. Wait, did you bring your guitar though?
I did not.
And you need to be texting the wifey and saying,
I know. I probably haven't played it since last episode.
last time he played us out as we were ending, but
It's either this or the AG Cup. Those are the 2 times a year I play my guitar.
that's right. Well, for
Good time.
anybody that is maybe not familiar with you, if they've not seen you on the show or they're new to precision rifle shooting, can you tell everybody a little about yourself and how you got into shooting?
So I've been into this, really got the drive to start acquiring gear and do things back in 07 and 09. I've already shot 3 different disciplines like F class, what kind of would be PRS and bench rest, and a few different varieties of precision rifle. And at a bench rest match, I think it was in 08 or 09, I saw some guys kind of shooting what they call tactical matches off the side or those type rifles, and it just really drew me in. So ever since then, I've been interested in anything precision rifle based, from basically any discipline. So we shoot PRS, NRL Hunter, and ELR is my main things I do, and work and represent Manners Composite Stocks, which within the industry, which also supports a lot of these matches, and just show up and rub elbows with people and do our best. So that's about it. Just been doing that since last 6 or 7 years, I'd say. So not much to it, but it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy getting out in the industry as well, and community, and meeting and working with people. So it's a great gig.
That's right. You act like, oh, we just stand around and rub elbows, but Robert knows his stuff and is a really good ambassador for the sport and for his company that he works for. I know we usually interview you at SHOT Show every year, and you know your stuff and do a good video, a good little presentation, even if the audio captions.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
What you say.
So,
we won't talk about that one. But so tell us a little bit about your training company. So that's kind of a little bit of a newer thing for you that you're working on. So tell us a little bit about like how it started, what all you do. Give us the details.
It's fixing to be a lot more localized. I think you'll see a new facility pop up here for too much longer. A pretty nice one at that.
Ooh,
and
gossip.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited, but it started out just by a lot of requests and questions and messages, that just kept piling up with a heavy consistency. So I just started saying yes to some of them, and some guys would come to me, and I'm not scared to drive either, so I would travel as well and just kind of hit it from every which angle I could. So doing some training at home for people that come down to me. It's usually people from the South. It's not too far, but just got back from Massachusetts on a class, and just traveling elsewhere. Just whoever's willing to listen, I'm willing to go. So but that's been going pretty good. But yeah, for the family's sake, I'm going to start trying to keep it a little bit more localized.
So if somebody wanted to book you, how do they go about doing that? Do you have a website, or they just message you, or what?
We are working on that, but it's been mostly messages and emails. But I've done it like a few would say arena training facility, and it's all been through all of those go through their web page, because you can buy the course, but you can also say add your cabins and lodging and things like that there as well. So a lot of places we've gone through their their web utilities. So
What all disciplines do you teach?
I really enjoy the more field shooting aspects of it. The last thing we did was more PRS based. They were all new to PRS shooting and just want to take it to the next level. And they just looking for little tips and tricks. So they were all basically PRS minded, but what do you want to call it? The field shooting, like NRL hunter or hunting, a lot of stuff has come from people in the long range hunting type community. Just want to get the basics of getting a precision rifle, dialing it in, doping it out, how to take it from out of the box to effective on steel or targets at distance and field conditions. That's been, I'd say, what most of them are. So I really enjoy that. It's a lot of range finder stuff and rifle preparation and tripod shooting and really off the wall stuff. So I really enjoy that stuff the most. Do it, but it'll either be that or PRS or just very intro level and getting the basics down. So, but anywhere in between, whatever I feel like I can help with, I'm more than happy to do so.
Are you teaching any ELR?
I've had several people reach out about that, but that's harder to do. I'm not opposed to doing it, but we haven't done any of those yet. Really, that wasn't more so just other than a get together fun time. Usually when those guns come out, other than a match, that's what it is. Because it takes a special place to go to and targets and maybe cameras. That's a whole nother monster to tackle.
Yeah, there's not many ELR ranges.
Yeah, you don't just go find a place where you shoot a mile and a half, 2 miles.
Yeah, that's true. And for anybody that doesn't know, Robert won. That's why I give him a hard time and harass him and call him the king. That he won the King of 2 Mile. That's the name of the match. And so he is well versed in ELR, extreme long range shooting also.
This new place I seen about may go to a mile though. It may not, but it may. So that could be fun.
Listen, Robert is so good at teaching that stuff. He help both Jennifer and myself hit a target at 2,600 yards.
Yep, at arena up on that tower.
Still one of the awesomest days ever.
That was fun.
I was
just shooting that thing at 100 but today the one we were shooting was a 375 snipe tack, and it was the SD was I think 4 over 5 rounds. The just grouping little bitty bug holes. That thing just shoots awesome. So those big guns can be fun to shoot. They can be pretty effective. But when you get to stretch them out, it's a blast. Quite literally, but we're taking a gun out to the Hornady match, and we're gonna let some of the guys there just shoot it. They put up some steel at very long ranges, so if they're going to be willing to put up a piece of steel that far, we're willing to bring a gun to hit it. So on the off time, hopefully we'll make some steel ring, at 1.5 miles, 2 miles, or wherever it is. So but that's in Utah and some gorgeous mountains, and you can get shots like that out there. So it'll be fun.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's at home and can't get to a Robert class, what is one thing, a Cliff Notes thing, one thing that you think that is like a very single most valuable skill that everybody you just got to tell everybody?
A lot of it goes back to me, just proper rifle preparation. You can't outshoot bad dope. So, no matter what.
Wait, do you know that from experience?
Yes. Yeah. No matter how long you'll do it, it'll keep reoccurring. It'll come back and nip you in the bud one day, but you'll learn, how valuable having accurate data and all that stuff really is, and how easy it can make other aspects of shooting. So I really overemphasize, always working to keep your rifle in check, in tune, and your data plotted out, all that accurate. And if you can do that, you can slack up in other areas and still do well. So to me, that's an easy button. That I know it sounds kind of why wouldn't you do that? But you'd be surprised how many people I see that they're fine with whatever error it is off, and they're hitting the top of everything and So sometimes we're catching targets, sometimes we're not, and they're frustrated thinking it's something else when it's just a stability issue or, a data issue or something. So with perfect data, you can focus on individual things that, you can actually see games with. So I always overemphasize focusing and keeping your gear in check. So maybe a little more than one thing.
No, that's a really good piece of advice. Like it's such good peace of mind to know that, like, no, it wasn't my dope, it wasn't my gun, it's something that my clumsy self did there.
Yeah.
Like, it was a wind
Yeah.
issue, a stability issue, a ranging issue, but
See, that's
knowing
why I've really been enjoying the NRL Hunter stuff, because when you have a problem, it's harder to diagnose, and the problem solving aspect of it goes up because do you know that it's your data that's off, or that you had bad range to the target, or what have you. There's all these unknowns, so to piece it together, is like when something goes downhill and that, like, it can be hard to solve on the clock. And I just love that problem solving aspect of it, where everything's got to be right. But it just kind of focus on making sure everything is right and have a good process, and it's very process based, that you can kind of stick to. And usually if you do that, it'll make everything a little bit easier, so you come out on top a little easier. Don't have to work as hard for it.
I like it.
Yep. Make things easy. That's what I'm all about.
So do you offer a class in kitten whispering by chance?
Those are very expensive. Yeah, I do have a special web page for that, that shows all the finer details in kitten whispering, but no more kitten whispering for me. So
So for anybody that doesn't know that story, Robert's famous.
for all the wrong reasons.
He went viral. And weren't you on like the Good Morning America or?
I did several morning shows or talk shows or whatever. They had no idea who they had on there. A lot of questionable choices, decisions made on their end.
Tell the story of what happened.
Yeah, I still get messages on that daily, and things come up, on it, or get a link or a share or something. Like, it's still every day I'll still see something about that, and I don't even know how long that's been. Oh God. Yeah.
Is there audio?
That's Scout. That's my little buddy.
It's not nearly as funny without Robert's commentary. It won't come across.
Yeah.
He stopped because he saw the one kitten, and then a bunch came out of the bushes and out of the grass. He went, "Oh my gosh."
And that it all got taken down for a little while too. Instagram and Facebook both had removed it for violating community standards or guidelines or whatever. So apparently it's pretty offensive as well.
Wow.
That's how you know it's good.
The amount of people that showed me that video at work and are like, "Oh my gosh, look at this." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my buddy Robert." And they're like, "Huh?" I'm like I know that guy.
That'll never happen again. I don't think. That was a special day. You might see that down Bob Moore Road, headed out to Navasota, Texas. No telling what you see down that road.
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so many things you'll see. I had a deer and a fawn try to commit suicide coming around a turn this past Saturday. Oh man, they had no idea which way was up, down, sideways. They were just running. So back to matches. You talked a lot about like NRL Hunter and enjoying that, but I know you hosted an NRL Hunter match. How was that? How was dipping the kind of like your toe in a different style of match directing? What kind of differences are there between NRL Hunter and like a PRS match from the match director's perspective?
I really enjoyed the NRL hunter match, putting that on from a match director standpoint. There's no match books. You don't have to worry about yardage or anything. You know, I would kind of measure targets and and put them out accordingly. You know, to try to keep everything, you know, 2 MOA or more or so. But I did it on a very square range. I'm talking about just as square as could be. But we were able to hide 90% of the targets out there. So when you looked out there, you didn't see targets. But when you were on the one spot where you were going to shoot from, you might be looking down some cut or a little window that targets would appear. So it had a very natural and realistic feel and all, but we were kind of more condensed on the shooting line. So that was a little bit different for most NRL matches. But it went really well. Had a lot of fun, learned a lot of things, you know, learned how to kind of challenge people, but at the same time, make sure everything was doable. And now we're getting ready for one in Oklahoma. So we'll go from Louisiana to Oklahoma, and obviously it'll be kind of a different vibe and flavor out there. It'll be a more windy, probably precision prone style open field match vibe than Louisiana. That'll be more wooded, tripod heavy, something like that. But that'll be the Manners Elite Hunter. I think it's 6 weeks out. And that'll be a fun time. Manners donated a super sweet rifle to it that we're going to give away as kind of like a door prize. Anyone that participates in it, whether you help, you shoot it, anybody that helps support the event is in the drawing for it, kind of door prize deal when we get there. But it's just this shorty, like 18-inch 6.5 Creed that weighs like 6 pounds, but it's a long range feeling gun. Carbon barrel.
I love it.
It feels so good. So I'm kind of pumped to see who that goes to.
That sounds fun. And on that note, we actually had somebody in the comments, Mike Bell asked for you to tell the guys at Manners that all the shooters appreciate their support of the Arena NRL 22X matches and everybody shooting the match having a chance to win a stock.
Yeah. Supporting events and shooters and things like that. So it's awesome to be kind of a part of it and see it keep going. But yeah, they do a tremendous amount for shooting various disciplines. It's awesome. Love seeing it. Love being part of it for sure. But yeah, this match in Oklahoma, it'll be like I said, we'll be the title sponsor of it. So we'll be trying to arrange some good prizes and come up with some cool things and just deliver a fun match. So, but my intent with all these matches are, I want it to be doable with your average gear. You know, I want to test people on the strategy and breaking down the stage and, you know, maybe small little details within the stage other than like just super tiny targets that is hard to hit and things like that. You know, I want people to have attainable things and, you know, I think people have more fun like that and learn more, you know.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we all know if you were to put 5 guys out there that they have a chance to win it, it's any one of those 5 guys on a day. But I'm assuming y'all get some relatively new shooters with the hunter style stuff. What kind of
some shooters that never shot anything before. We had a team and it was 2 guys and they had some pretty legit gear. And I was talking to them, I was like, man, thanks for coming out. Like, we had no idea about this and come to find out they had never shot a match, done anything of any kind, and they just joined in for teams and had fun. So that's another fun thing about that sport is you can sign up under so many different variations. There's light class, heavy class, factory, teams. And if you don't want to be counted for points or go after prize tag, you can pay like half fee and shoot skills. So like there's so many different options and opportunities for that. You don't have to feel like you got to compete against the guy. If you have a production rifle, you can shoot in production and not shoot against guys with, you know, $8,000 rigs.
Right.
So, but actually in that game, it's funny to say that money has nothing to do with production. It's more of, is it a mass produced rifle? So, you know, technically like an Accuracy International account or something, even though it wouldn't qualify for weight, it would, you know, a brand like that would still matter. So it's a little bit different, but it's a fun format. But, you know, out west, there are more team field matches and stuff. So I'd love to do more of those. So but there's so far to travel. This will be a way for me to do a few more of that flavor, the more field, it's all on you kind of deal. So I really like that pressure. And for anybody listening to that hasn't shot anything, it is a different pressure to shooting NRL 100 because the only person ever watching you is the RO. There's no other squad behind you, watching you and asking your win call and pressuring, none of that. It's just you in the course. So like that can be, I think that's pretty cool too, just fun.
So no peanut gallery, no one making jokes.
Well, so I shoot suppress when I shoot that because I can not even wear earmuffs or earplugs the whole match.
Yes.
I just show up and shoot and talk with the RO just normal. So that's fun, but.
So what are the dates on your match in Oklahoma?
That's the last weekend of July, 28th through 30th, I believe. But
there's still a sign up open?
I think, yeah, it is. It'll be open until a day or two before.
Nice.
Yep, but I'll do that, and I'll hit like 3 NRL 100 matches through the year, and then I'll go back to, I'll mostly do PRS. That'll be the heavy thing. But then we'll throw in some ELR as well, make sure we shoot 3 or so ELR matches throughout the year as well. So we always want to support King, a 2 mile. Now they have the King of 1 mile. So we'll probably keep doing that. And then some of the spear point matches, local to the shop in Kansas. So, between all those series, it can get pretty busy. So we'll be out and about a good bit, seeing people. And hopefully come down y'all's way because at Cool Acres this year, I was looking at the schedule. It may work out.
Nice. Let me know when you're coming down. I've not made one of them yet this year, just because schedules. I've had something to do every one so far, but I got to make it down there to one of them.
Well, I was talking, the PR, the 2-day. I think it's in December, and that'd be perfect time of year.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's normally good weather in December out there.
Yeah. But we'll be hitting them hard. I'm gonna so putting on matches. The one thing I've noticed is I haven't been able to shoot any of the 1 day. I think I've shot one day match this year, and it kind of just got ready for it last minute. Saw that I could do it, so went and did it. So I used to have a match 1 mile from my house, which is the one I started running. So now that was so nice being able to shoot a match that's just 1 mile from your house.
Yeah.
But now I'm putting it on, so I don't get to shoot any of them anymore. So I was looking and what'll be open. So now I'm forced to travel more if I want to kind of do the 1 day stuff. But I haven't been doing many 1 days. It's mostly been 2 days, but I really enjoy the 1 days, probably just as much. It's just fun times.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fun. So let's kind of talk local competitions. What makes a 1 day local or regional match fun?
To me, the pressure, that's what a lot of people, maybe it's that it doesn't drain you as much as not as hard to get into it and get everything done. You're not gone as long and not costing as much money, all those good things. But it's just kind of it's a different feel of pressure. I don't know, you'll be back home that night. It's just hanging out and having fun with friends. So usually don't have to push yourself as hard or take yourself too serious. So I usually don't take myself too serious anyway, but out there you can just really lay back, and I'll use it for experimentation a lot too. I'll shoot wild random stuff that I've had to put up for decades. And it's like, I'm like, go shoot that this weekend. Stuff like that. You can play more. So I do like the 1 day series for that.
Yeah, it's true. I like that you get a wide variety of shooters. The last 1 day that I shot was out at Clinton House. So we had all sorts. I think I had 2 like brand new shooters on the squad that have shot 1 or 2 matches before. We were it's nice to be able to help those shooters when you're not, can't do that too much at a 2 day pro series match, but in a 1 day.
I've heard about Clinton House, but I've never been out there. I've always wanted to go, but I hear it's a pretty nice place.
It is. And the cool thing is we got those new shooters. And then since AG Cup's going to be there this year.
Yeah. I'd like to go check it out one day. So yeah, the AG Cup for me this year will be a virgin territory for me. I've never stepped foot out there, so I'll show up, I guess, my first time for the Cup.
Well, registration for the next 2 1 days just went live like 5 minutes before the show started. So
really, I'll catch y'all later. I'll log on. No,
yeah, a lot of the guys I think are that match got a little more popular whenever the AG Cup location was announced.
Fields did, Phil Cashin's the MPA match years ago when it was at Arena. When they found out the AG Cup was going to be there, he had a match, and I was like a month and a half before, and they had the clause that said no one could be on the range for a month prior to the match. So everyone was, he said all the like 80% of the people from the AG Cup series, you know, signed on for that match. Never been there a day in their life, but they wanted to get a little taste of it.
Yeah.
All that mirage, I guess, out there.
You're scouting it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But no, it'll be fun to see that this year. I think I'm going to shoot a 308 in it this year in the AG Cup. Just, I don't know, that might be fun and wild.
Look at Corey's face. He's like,
Yeah, I've been enjoying the 308 lately, and it's been shooting good. So I figure I just keep going.
Robert, I have shot a 308. It's fun, but it's not that fun.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking to old Double J at Bartline, and the barrel they got me was the Mod V400, that long life material. And I chambered it in 308, and I was like, how long do you think this will last? He said, probably at least 15, 20,000 rounds. So I was like, oh, I'm like, this will be my gun for the next 3 years. And I'll just shoot that and nothing else for everything. It could be fun, but yeah, just it's the easy button, the 308 is. So.
Yeah.
I know you're having fun with that. Last time I saw you out at Cool Acres with that 308.
That was not fun. That was the one match that I've ever had that really went downhill. As a Southerner, I hate using the term it went south because I like the South, but it always that was a downhill match for sure. Bad issues, but we've overcome and treading forward. So
Nice.
But the attack's been fun since then.
I'm gonna try it one day. One day, we'll see.
I got 3 tack guns now, so I can loan you one.
All right, deal.
There you go.
I'll meet you at Cool Acres. Bring me something.
Me and my AM this year for the Gap Grind, we're also talking about both shooting 308s. Identical gun, identical load, and all that good stuff. So
that would be
if we could do good with a 308, that would be fun. Yeah. And with I'm shooting the 176 A tips, and ballistically, they're not really that far behind what most guys are shooting. You know, the regular 6s, my wind holds and stuff. I'm not that far behind. It is more recoil though. You know, I got to manage the recoil a little bit better. But as far as the ballistics, I'm not that far at a disadvantage. So there are some benefits to it, and you got some good splash down range when it hits. You can read plates a little better. It's a slower round. You can recover from recoil a little bit easier and catch downrange signatures and effects. So like I do like it does have some benefits that I enjoy shooting with. So it's not just saying that.
Yeah, no.
Except the powder consumption. If you shoot a lot of ammo, there's a big difference between 30 grains of powder and 45. You know.
Yeah. No, we ran the numbers, and it's basically just a slow BR with a bigger bullet. Like the drop in wind is almost identical.
Yep.
But yeah.
And more recoil.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
but it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
If you're into shooting a 25-pound BR and free recoil, and you know you might not get away with it here, but if you give it a little shoulder, it's not hard to manage it all. So it is very tameable.
Mm-hmm.
But
so back
we'll see where that goes.
What are some cool things that you've seen match directors add to make a one-day match like extra awesome? Whether it's or anything like that.
I like everything being hittable. Not saying I don't want a challenge and I don't want giant meatball targets, but I like not just one target from 5 positions and the same thing over. I want a mix of, say, go from troop line. I like to, every time I hit a new stage, change it up so it won't just be the same kind of format, like a 1 target 5 position stage and another 1 target 5 position stage. You know, I like continuously going from, like, say, troop lines and long range precision prone stages to just a all out barricade hustle drill. To, you know, like I like things coming at me, if that makes sense. Just always forced to kind of focus on it, just variety of props. And I like little thing, and y'all are good at it in Texas. like it's a pretty straightforward course, but there's little things that you can trip up in, and it cost me a point or two here and there. So it's like totally avoidable, but you got to stay in on it mentally and focused to catch those things. And anybody could do it. It's not something that like it takes a pro level guy or anything to be able to do. It's just those little nuances that help you exceed in that game. So I like stuff that's just out of the box, and it's just not the same cookie cutter stages that, like, I wouldn't want to shoot the skill stage for 10 stages in a row.
I was gonna say it. Yeah, but no, like going out and back, everyone knows out and back. What if you go out halfway back and then out again, right? That tripped me up this past weekend, and I wrote the dang course of fire with friends. So I like it too. I like changing things up. So you have to think a little bit, because if you just do the 10 positions like you were saying, it's all the same. Doesn't matter how many targets you put out there.
Yeah. Y'all had one at Texas, and it's like you shoot left, right, move, then it's right, left, move, then left, right, like you're alternating how you go. And I went left, right, moved, then went left, right, and hit both targets, but it didn't count.
Yeah.
So there's 2 points right there that, I could have easily done. It's like, you big dummy. Like, that was, you shouldn't have done that.
That's what was so fun about Mammoth is it gets in your head and messes with you, and you really have to learn how to keep a level head and think through.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you straight up, your target is the one with the red post. And then you go up there and you lay down behind your rifle, and there's these big red targets, not red posts, but red targets right in your field. Like when you lay down, it's right there, and you're like, red. And you pull the trigger, and then they don't say impact, and you're like, well, what's wrong?
Is a trap the match director set. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But it was
intentional.
fun, makes you think, and it really shows the people that can keep a level head to think.
That's the other thing I've enjoyed about putting on matches and match directors. Like when I go to a match now, I kind of look at it from a different standpoint, because like, how do you clean their stage? What were they thinking when they put it on? So it makes you appreciate things that other matches do. And as I've got a limited place to work with our range is very square range. So every match I try to make it 80% different, completely different than things you've shot before. And I try to make it to where stages that they've never shot at any other match they've ever been to, just things that I've seen from all the matches I've done, picking little things I like to kind of put them together. So I just want it to be fun, try to think like, what stages have I seen in the past? Like that was fun, or like that was a bummer. Like I don't like that. And if I didn't like it, I'm not going to do it. So, but hitting targets is the main thing. So I think overall people like that. So that's, everything, nothing will be like sub MOA or anything like that. It'll all be something hittable, minute and a half or so at the smallest, and 2.5 on the larger side. So very, very doable stuff.
Yeah, but it's always nice to leave a match after shooting the targets and not the berms or the grass.
Yeah. When they're leaving the match, they're deciding if they're going to come back there or not. And if they didn't like it, and they say, "I'm never going back there again," like you didn't win. Like, so I want them to want to come back.
Oh, say it again louder. You got to hit the targets to want to come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Overall, and I don't mind getting my teeth kicked in a little bit and struggling, but I don't think that's the overall consensus. That's one reason, like, I want to go shoot the Hornady match. I know I usually do not do good out there. Any of the Western matches with a lot of wind, it's just not what I excel at, because I never get to shoot in that kind of stuff. It's flat and I'm shooting in cuts of trees. So it's different for me. I know I'm going to struggle, but that's where I'll learn at. So I want to go out there and shoot those matches in those environments.
Although that match, it don't matter if I don't hit anything. The scenery out there is tremendous.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Just to lay there and look at the terrain is worth it to not hit stuff.
I know.
Jen, 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh yeah, sorry.
It really is gorgeous. If you've never been out there, it's absolutely stunning.
Yes.
And it's an awesome layout too, because it's like kind of a knob in this valley that you go out in. So you shoot one way as you go one way around it, and then you come back around, shoot the other way. So, I mean, you're shooting completely different ways, and there'll be some stages where you shoot targets around a water,
Cool.
pond, and there's windmills out there, and then there's some where, they're on the water. I mean, they've done a great
Although
job out there.
those windmills, they are a bunch of liars.
Yeah, they're
It's
rusty metal.
around
They
a
don't turn
curve.
fast.
It's water and it's around a curve, and like you look at the windmill and you're like, all right, I know what it's doing. You go up there and you pull the trigger and you're like, do I believe the bullet? Because that's not what that windmill said. It was totally different.
They need to grease the bearings on them things. I think they're stuck where they're at. Don't trust it, but
Wind patterns out there.
and I've seen them, the work they put into that match too, because that's not a range that you go to. That is a hunting lease, and it's just pure nature out there, and it's way out. There's no electricity for it. I mean, the lodge is completely off grid. So putting on that match, especially one to that level that they're putting on, is if you see the inner workings of it, it's pretty impressive, and they put a lot of work into it. So
part of the most entertaining things at that match was watching Sykes and George go down to try and fix the mover, because to get to the mover, they had to he had like a dirt bike that they drive the truck up, get the dirt bike out. He has to take the dirt bike partway down the mountain because it's on the side of a mountain. Like, we were all sitting there watching through our binos, like, oh, dude, is he gonna make it?
It's sketchy out there. I've been up there before. I was like, oh my God, especially with George driving, is like, you got to be ready to bail at any moment.
So we're about at the midpoint of the show. Remember, if you're watching us live on Facebook, ask any questions you may have live in the comment section of the video. We'll ask it live on air if it's appropriate. Other ways to catch us, you can always check back to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. The videos stay up there forever. Then we usually upload all the podcasts the night after the show, and then eventually everything ends up on the Shooter's Mindset YouTube page as well. So that's a great place to look up past episodes.
Right. So y'all support a lot of matches. You talked about some of them that y'all support, and I'm sure you get hit up by a lot of shooters and matches wanting support. Like, hey, will y'all, give us this, give us that. How do you decide where that money goes? What are you looking for when people call up? So twofold, a shooter and a match. What do you look for?
The matches, it's usually some sort, or for both of them, some sort of exposure. But for the matches, back a few years ago, you could send something decent to every PRS match out there. And nowadays you just can't really do that because there's multiple series on top of it too, but there's so many matches, we just simply can't do it. So we do have to pick and choose the best we can, but matches with a reputation, with history, just people that you can see kind of put into it. We do help some new matches, like for instance, if it's one of our shooters is putting on a match, obviously we want to be a part of that. But any of the larger ones, if it works within the budget, we support them, send them something at least. So, but what a lot of folks don't realize is we send to bench rest, F class, just field matches that are non-affiliated, NRL Hunter, NRL 22X, PRS 1 day, PRS 2 day, ELR matches. It goes on and on and on, and just a lot of fundraisers and raffles and things like that. So we just look at, is it a good cause? Is it helping out? Is the community strong there? Or, can we do something to help? And that's basically what we do. From a shooter standpoint, usually we have a set number of shooters that we have. So like we get, say, 20 spots, 10 for the ambassador side and 10 for the pro side. And I just try to pick the best people I can. And we obviously we give preference to the people that's been with us in the past, and keep those going. But we're just looking for, good ambassadors, people that people want to be around. And it doesn't really always matter how well you shoot. It's nice if you win, but just someone that's active, that's out there and just pleasant to be around, not someone that's an a-hole to ROs or, a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's why I
important.
turned Greg down when he hit us up. I was
No.
like, super rude dude. Yeah.
Oh.
I think I fall under the stick in the mud part more than the.
Yeah. No, but it's awesome. But like I said, but now the landscape's changed since several years back anyway. Now because now you want ambassadors not only in PRS but NRL Hunter and ELR. So now we have shooters that don't even they just shoot that one sport division discipline, whatever you want to call it. That's all they do, and they're not even a blip on the radar or even aware of what something else is going. So as the shooting sports change out, fan out, and more things come about, like it creates the need to have representatives or ambassadors, whatever, in those fields where a lot of the hunting and field stuff really makes more sense to us at Manners, because we sell a lot more hunting style stuff than we do target tactical stuff, way more. So, and there's way more hunters in the world and country than there are tactical style shooters. So it kind of makes sense to, and we make carbon fiber things that are very light. So like it
Right.
lends itself that's a good avenue for us to support and everything. And our LRH and PH have really taken off in those worlds. So, and it's just fun to shoot. If you really want to test yourself on marksmanship levels, shoot a 12-pound gun or a 10-pound gun. Like you really get to see a lot of the flaws that you take for granted will start rearing their ugly face. So it's interesting things.
I think people in our community, like we get tunnel vision and we think that we are the majority. I mean, a PRS shooter, like all the PRS shooters know me. And like, yeah, that's like 5,000 people maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and you think about hunters, that is such a bigger community. Then
and you keep going down the list, like say ELR, that may be say 200 shooters. As far as the competitive landscape, the roster that you may see at any given match across the country, it's a lot smaller, but that they're pushing the envelope and doing a lot of things there too. So like we want to be involved, because even though the numbers aren't there, sometimes they're a influential group of people where they really it's no, I don't know, like they're doing some pretty cool things. So it's like you want to be a part of it and be seen, because that's a wild game. The ELR stuff is, they just set what the cold bore record, world record again this last week, 2 weekends ago, I think, and the very next day someone broke it again the next day. So and now I think we're like at 2,800 yards. So things keep progressing and changing, and then you got guys doing that at the same time. There's guys like really cranking up what they're doing with rim fires now, and things. So like, and those people aren't even aware of each other, these disciplines, but in each person in their world think that is all of the shooting sports. It's like it's easy to get tied up in your web of what you got going on in your head. So but that's why we just try to be active in all of it. So now we need to start looking at 22 shooters and ELR. So I don't know where it'll stop, but we're talking about now, the air gun stuff's picking up. We don't make air gun products, but that's a big sport and discipline. So just a lot going on out there. But I only shot one rimfire match, and I was telling Corey I really want to go out there to Texas and shoot those, because y'all got a strong rimfire scene out there. It seems.
Yeah, we had 69 at the match Saturday, but the fun part was we had 12 people running loners.
Yeah,
so that was kind of cool. You kind of think you've got ELR and you've got 22s and you got PRS and all this hunter stuff. And Prentice and I always joke there's more 7 mags than there are all the PRS calibers combined. If you take guns, and it's not even close, it's an order of 100,000. But when you look at rimfire and like the hunter matches, people ask like, how do you get hunters into competition? Well, there's no hunting season during the summer, right? So the NRL hunter stuff, I see it as an awesome way to get people into just competition, something to do with guns, not hunting, but at a different time of the year. Because deer season comes, you're not coming out to a match, right?
Yeah.
But the rimfire stuff is that other way where you've got the guy that's hunted his whole life. Well, now he's got his kid, and his kid doesn't have to shoot big centerfire gun. They can go, both of them out on a 22. Um, so I've always thought that that was kind of the way to get people shooting was 22s, because the other thing is like the ELR range, like you're talking about, there's like what 12 in the country, and there's maybe 100 PRS ranges, and then there's like a couple thousand 22 ranges where you really just need 100 yards in a bay and you can have a fun match.
Yep. Yeah. So much easier to get into. And
Yeah.
the one thing I remember about my first PRS or only rimfire match was I usually look down in my pack and you'll see a big box of 100 rounds or whatever, and I've got these two little just boxes, like that's what I'm shooting for the match. Like
It's
they
weird.
get
isn't
great.
it?
yeah,
It's
you
so
leave it in your
great.
pocket. Like just
Yeah.
put all your shells in your pocket.
And you don't care about picking up brass.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
You don't
yes.
Leave it
mark
up
in your
and throw it
brass.
away at the end. It's great.
It's so much fun. So I am gonna try to do a little bit of that too. I usually have been shooting about 5 disciplines throughout a year. So I think it'll be this year. I'll add rimfire to it. Maybe it'll only be 2 or 3 matches, but really get out and shoot those, because from us on the stock standpoint, it is very a dynamic game, because like say you got your factory guns like the CZs that we make stocks for, they kind of balance and feel good as is and they shoot good. But say you got the guys that want to build these custom like the Rimex or the Voodoos or
Right.
anything like that, well, now the balancing, those rifles balance way different than the normal center fire. So like it forces us as a stock maker to, kind of answer that. And because I saw it with my gun, I'm trying to copy my match rifle with a rimfire, and it just felt nothing
Yeah.
like it. So
No,
it was a
it's
challenge.
hard. But I
Uh,
mean, that 457 with the Manor stock y'all make, that's a sweet little gun. We've had guys come out and win matches with that, just straight off the shelf.
I lost you for
Yeah.
just a second. Yeah. I've heard nothing but good stuff about those, and we're doing another run with them right now, a TCS style stock. So our flagship TCS model, we make a modified version for them that comes on a factory rifle. So, I can shoot my TCS in PRS, and then, I can shoot a very similar rifle in rimfire. So it's that's kind of cool that they're, and obviously the sport must be growing enough for companies like that to want to jump on, because they're a big company, to have a
Yeah.
PRS minded rifle. So they must be speaking pretty loud, the people.
Oh, that's hot. I'm excited about that one.
Yes.
So with all the different sports, you've obviously done really well in. You've won a lot of matches. But a lot of people will ask, like, what is the one thing I can do to get to the next level? Let's say they've been shooting for a year. What would you tell them if they want to go from just, kind of showing up and shooting to kind of start winning matches?
Really take a step back and go over every little thing. Like I said, focus on making sure, like we said earlier, rifle squared away, but then focus on and be open-minded and honest with yourself on what you're struggling with, and really attack what your weak points are. Don't go to the range and shoot. Go to the range and train, and when you're loading your ammo or whatever you're doing, like be thinking before you even get to the range on what you're going to do. Identify what you suck at and work on it. I think it, but like I started noticing from my friends that are really high level shooters in other disciplines, I mean, at the top of their game, and they always focus still on very basic stuff. And that really made me think about it. I was like, that's interesting. They're as good as anybody out there, but they're fine tuning all the basic things. So don't let things kind of get away, and just keep a simple strategy. I try to work as simple as I can, less moving parts, and then it's less
Right.
to have to think up. If I just got one bag and my dope's on, and it really comes down to just make sure I shoot the stage correctly. So, but if I have all my stuff squared away, and it's it'll just make things that much easier. So make sure your rifle's set up to you, fit, fit to you. Make sure you got the right bag. Just analyze every little piece of gear you got. And don't mean you gotta go spend a lot of money, but just, look at everything piece by piece and break it down. And I think little improvements will come to you, as you do that. So, and dry fire. I don't dry fire near about as much as I used to, but that was really good, so, but always be finding something that you can work on.
Okay.
That's been me, dot drills, stuff like that. So yeah, but I go out there looking for things I can improve on, not just go to the range and have fun, but what could I really step it up to this thing for? Because there was a saying I heard a while back and I really liked it. And it was called the aggregate of marginal gains. If I can just improve 1% in all these little areas, what it really does to me. So overall, when it's all said and done, so don't take little things for granted, and just keep chipping away, looking at it.
So when we go to the range, we're not supposed to just do the things we're good at.
That's what I want to do and all too, but
It's more fun that way. You look cooler in front of everybody else.
And for me,
That's
that's
like
sitting in the AC
dessert.
of my truck, just at the range watching other people shoot. So I'm gonna get out there, but and I also heard like when you are shooting and you're doing good, like keep doing it, keep practicing or so. But if you go out and things aren't working out for you, like kind of shut it down and quit. Like don't embed bad things in your head, but look for things that you can improve on, but not to the level that it discourages you. That's what it's that healthy mix that I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's kind of like stretching. You don't want to just like, connect both ankles to tractors and send them in opposite directions. Like, you're just sitting there in a chair, you're not gonna get stretched out. So you gotta. That face is.
Yeah.
Very odd illustration.
Yeah, it's because you don't want to get burned out, but at the same time you need a drive, that because matches are expensive and it takes a lot of effort to do it, and if you do bad, you can beat yourself up pretty rough. But don't take yourself too serious. Just have a good game plan and try to stick to it, and just try to avoid, for a new shooter, the biggest increase I think in maybe, I don't want to placement, let's say, not maybe performance, is just avoiding mental mistakes. Really focus on the things that you have control over improving, and like mental mistakes would be one of them, right? Your gear squared away is really another one. If you can weed those things out, then you can just put it on cruise control and kind of coast through it. But if everything's working against you, the game feels so much harder than it needs to be, and you'll never do good. So, find that, set your stuff up and create an easy path. And it's doable these days. Like there's the ballistic solvers are so incredible. The scopes track so well. The bullets and powder are so consistent, and barrels. I mean, it's crazy what we can do these days. It's a good time to be a rifle shooter. So use that stuff to your advantage. Get it squared away, and then you can really focus on you. That'd be a big takeaway, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not way too complex, that's way too long with.
Makes sense. So you've shot quite a few disciplines and divisions over the years, and even currently. What's been your favorite division within a competition that you've ever shot?
Field team matches, I'd say for sure. Any of the field matches, that element, I like it overall, but doing it with a team just changes it up even more. So those would be 50-50, but I've really enjoyed those. Like I said, a lot going on, and everything's coming at you 90 miles an hour, and it's just, how well can you work under the clock and under pressure and problem solve.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy those, and because we take it for granted, you know, a lot of just PRS, like the ranging of side, how important that is, and all these little things, and thinking outside the box, because they tell you, here's how far the target is, and you will shoot from here. You know, when you get to come up with that and make the rules, and you get to make the rules in a 2-minute time span, like it's a different feel. So adrenaline rush. So I really like those the most. But,
At Mammoth,
but
we
it,
had
when
one
you're
that came up
when you're
there, and your data
do what?
years. At Mammoth, we had one where you went up there and they said, we're going to give you your ranges on this stage, which they never do. And you went up there and they gave them to us in meters.
Yeah, you need 2 charts for that, or something, but
So you had to think.
yep, just a little percentage, I guess, or so. Just hold a little higher, a little low. You know, meter's gonna be a little bit further.
No.
At 800 yards, just hold a little high. Doesn't really work. It's a big difference between 800 yards and 800 meters.
Yeah, go on your app or whatever, change it to yards and meters, and roll on. I guess.
Rock on.
Yeah. If it's anything military based or something, or foreign, you know, it might be good to have your drop chart in yards and meters, you know, because the one match we shot a while back, it was the Guardian at GTI or whatever, is very military based. A lot of people, you'd hear them talking distances, and it's all meters. Obviously, that's the other thing I saw in our hunter match. There was a group of 2 guys, and they were a little bit louder than everyone else, and they ran up and they ranged the targets, and I knew how far it was, as the RO is 500 yards or something, and they're like, it's 480, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna miss, and they center punch it. I'm like, ooh, like, and then come to find out they're running meters afterwards. So if anyone overhears what they're doing, they might throw them off. I'm like,
Oh, that's next level.
That threw me for a whirl the first time I saw, as an RO at a team match, someone come up and start ranging stuff in meters. I'm like, these fools wrong. Bing. So
dang foreigners.
so what's been the most challenging sport or division that you've competed in?
The same stuff, the field stuff. I'd say they all have their own challenges. I mean, ELR can be next to impossible at some matches if the winds are just insane. So, like, you know, that I don't know if I want to loop that into challenge. Obviously, I mean, it is a challenge to hit that target, but you know, it's when things are almost seem like it's impossible, you know, I just kind of disengage from that. So overall, the field style matches, like I said, because when something goes downhill, you don't always know what the reason is. Is it your data? Is it your range? Is it, you know, what did you range something else? There's just a lot more going on to it. You know, there might not always be a berm right there behind you. So if you miss, you may not know exactly where you went. You know, it's just I think that has a lot of different challenges kind of hidden in it that you don't realize till you're in the moment. You know, when things start going downhill, you just it comes at you fast.
Yeah.
So those are challenging, but they're very rewarding when they work out. So I really like that. It makes you feel capable, and you know that you can do something. It feels like you accomplished something.
Yeah, it's a sense of accomplishment. That harder challenge, it makes you feel better at the end.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I got a buddy, and he's a really good match shooter. He goes all over the place with me, and someone invited him to go shoot some deers at long range with some tags, like cull tags or something like that. He went out there, and this guy can print groups like this at 1,000 all day long. And he went out there, he's like, man, we ain't hitting nothing. And they're only probably 400 to 700 yards. I was like, well, how far? Like, well, we don't know. I'm like, you don't have a rangefinder? He's like, never thought of that. But it's like, you know, don't matter how good your rifle is or anything like that. Like, without that one critical piece of information, you know, you're useless. Your capabilities are so much lower. So I just like focusing on being that sole. You know, I got my support on my back with tripods and shooting sticks and bags, and like, you know, I can create my own support, my own ranges, my own, you know, I can do everything. Yeah. Just nothing but air and opportunity at that point.
So you mean the deer didn't come up and give a stage brief before?
Yeah.
There will be one
Uh-oh.
whitetail behind a tree at 463 yards.
But that's style shooting,
Ooh.
applicable whether it's, like it overlaps in the military law enforcement world, and then it laps into the hunting world, and then a competitive world in the middle. So like, there's a lot of equipment and styles and ways of doing these things that really it's a evolving sport as well. So I really like kind of seeing what's coming amongst with that, like weapon mounted rangefinders and onboard ballistics and things like that. Like it could go pretty far, and that could be a lot of fun. And I nerd out on those things.
Yeah.
So hard not to have fun.
So if you had to pick hunting or competition, and it could be any competition, but you only get to do one for the rest of your life, what do you pick?
Oh my gosh. I guess it'd be hunting, because I like to eat.
That's fair.
That's fair. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I'd say hunting, and because there's so much diversity into that. I mean, what you could do, where you could go, what you could hunt. I'd say that for sure, hunting.
I like it.
But don't make me choose, because I'm gonna break the rules, and I'm gonna go do the other, whether I'm supposed to or not.
No, it's just a fun thought. It's something
Yeah.
I like asking everyone.
I could see Robert
Yeah.
showing up to a match in like a wig, like, "Hello, my name is Robbie."
Said I wasn't supposed to be here, but yeah, that's we're gonna do it. But hunting
Yeah,
at
no.
matches, they had a match in California, and I think there's a lot of pigs or something out there, and like 2 or 3 days before or after the match you could hunt, so you could go shoot a match and go hunting on the property. So
Perfect.
that's pretty fun. And arenas always had that open policy on the pigs that show up, so
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, we've got that on pigs. We've had bobcats.
oh yeah, y'all
come
got
across.
pigs too.
Yeah. We had a coyote that came out at 800 yards that I missed.
You missed.
You missed.
I was shooting a 308. That's my only excuse.
That's why
I'm
he's
gonna-
so bitter about it.
I'm going to tell on Dan Harad or Harad, or however you say his name, because he won the Collis match just a month or so back, but we
Yeah.
might could have got him DQ'd because we saw a coon going across the range, and I talked him into laying down between stages and shooting at the coon, and I just gave him close yardage is what I thought, and I don't know if he hit it or not. The coon got away, but yeah, I was like, I could hold that to you, Dan, and get you. I don't know if that's within the
And you're
rules, but
Paddling on them.
yeah, I was a bad devil on the shoulder whenever I told him to do that. But it's competition; you got to do what you got to do. I mean,
Yeah.
you might get flatten the curve a little bit. So
There you go.
yeah, but that's 2 animals I've seen engaged at K&M. And Matt Partain was the other one on the Bobcat on the stage. So I'll dime them guys out any day.
Oh,
Are there
bird.
any lives?
What's that?
Are there any lives?
Uh,
Live questions?
I think we're good on live side. So, Robert, what are your shooting goals for the year?
I was thinking about that. Not super defined, but as a shooter for me, and wanting to shoot all these divisions, I just want to be competitive in each one of them. So, I'd like to be, if I could, top 10% or so of each one of them. So usually to float by that and be able to go from one series to another and perform well, like that's always my personal goals, is just to be effective in different stuff. So I like swapping it up, and I know it won't help me as much on the finishing, if I really focused on one series, one sport or anything like that, but I like the diversity and change it up. So just being effective in all those has been my goal, but also shooting, like I'd like to do well at the AG Cup with a 308. I think that'd be super cool. And just seeing, and then some top 10 finishes with my 308. I enjoy things like that, So
I can hear
those
the
are.
interview now. So
Say again.
I can hear the interview now on AG Cup. So Robert, what possessed you to shoot a 308?
I mean,
I won't know
jokes
the answer to
aside.
that, but I mean, at the first AG Cup y'all had in January in Texas, like I didn't sign up for AG Cup, but I shot my 308 in it, and I just knew I'd shoot more AG matches. And this is the dumbest thing because of the thing I got, like with my 308, 98 PRS or AG points.
Yeah.
It was like really high. I don't remember what it was, but that would have been great to have. But decided not to pay the fees that day.
Yeah, I mean, but jokes aside, it is really difficult to perform at that level in so many different sports. So I think that's an awesome goal to have, is that top 10% and top 10 finish thing.
Yeah,
Because
and
like you said,
my sports is not near as diverse as yours are, Court, with the pistol and stuff. Like mine's still relatively focused in obviously precision rifle, optics and stuff like that. But it's definitely not as wide as yours is, but that is the goal, kind of just be effective, good with the gun. I just want to be good
there
with
you
the
go.
gun.
There you go.
I do need to shoot more pistols and carbines and stuff. So, and I'm not anti pistols and PRS matches either. I know,
Oh no, I am. No, absolutely not. No.
That was a hard no.
PRS
hard no.
Best with pistols.
As far as shooting them or putting them on.
Just, I don't want to say it without coming out and saying it. I think the PRS needs a strong safety kind of rule before they bring back pistols.
Yeah,
and
I'll agree with that. I'm just saying, like, I don't mind the challenges. I enjoy the different flavors here and there. So I'm definitely not a proponent saying I want them to bring it back by any, not advocating for that. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't bother me. Like other people gripe about it, it's like, as long as it's safe and everything, I enjoy, changes.
Yeah. Maybe a side stage.
Yeah, or stuff like that. Like old Derek Love and Michael Beamer at the Punisher match, they always have that machine gun side stage where you just mag dump something into a berm or whatever, and just a fun little change. And you don't have to shoot if you want to, but it just adds a little flavor to it. So I like a change of pace here and there. But as long as their ammo, I'm cool with it.
I'm right.
That's right.
Let's get real with it. Yeah. I'll shoot your ammo.
That is funny.
But
do we have guys?
What's y'all's match plans this year?
Corey shoots 3 a weekend.
I'm about to say, I know Corey's going to be blistering his trigger finger, but what about y'all? Am I going to see y'all in any matches, or is it going to be SHOT Show?
I'm shooting I'm trying to shoot a lot of 1 days this year. I'll probably be at the grind ROing.
Nice.
Definitely be at AG Cup doing the media thing as always. And I'm not sure if I'm shooting any other 2 days this year. I may make it out to the Cool Acres one just because it'll be cool. It'll be after our biggest thing that we're doing this year is, how every year at AG Cup where they're getting in your face with cameras and live streaming and whatever. We're going to do that in Italy for the IPRF Rimfire World Championship match.
Oh, really? Nice.
So
that's going to be super cool. I'm looking forward to that.
We have, and you don't know this yet, but you're going to be very busy stateside, helping us manage stuff during this.
That's fine.
But we got an awesome new app that'll let us do it just like the real world with scrolling scoreboards and switching cameras back and forth. And, we're going to be airing commercials during it to help pay for our flights over there. All sorts of stuff. So that's what we're focusing on a lot this year. That's taken a lot of money and a lot of time to figure that out. but I'm trying to shoot more and actually pay attention and develop my skills a bit more, and hopefully hit it hard again next year on the 2 days.
Jennifer, just a media person. I ain't seen you shoot a match in a while.
No, I
But I
haven't.
see you at matches a good bit.
I know I haven't shot in a bit. I need to, but life has been busy. Went back and my husband and I did our MBAs together online. So we both went, got master's degrees and just moved in a new house, and it's just been busy.
That's good.
We
I'm
were.
glad to hear it.
We
Huh?
were talking before the show about doing a shooter's mindset trip down to Texas.
Y'all should have y'all been down to the Texas that Triple C?
I have not. Mm-mm.
I'm not.
It's a cool place. I like it. I've only shot the center fire stuff there, but obviously that place offers more. But I've only shot the center fire stuff there, but it's pretty cool. It's not many ranges like that out in the country.
It sounds like Corey wants to pay our airfare to get us down there to see him.
I don't know about airfare, but I could probably sneak you into the match.
He knows a guy. The food is awesome. There's only, I can think like 2 or 3 other places that compared to their matches food. So if you're into them tacos are to die for. I know a lot of people say, but I mean it's legit. So I always have to debate. They feed you so much. Do I want to eat this every day? Because I know it's gonna slow me down as soon as I'm done. But it is great food. And then the crawfish this last year was amazing too. So they would be a worthy match of travel.
It's 100% going to happen at some point in time for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen,
I'll
Mike
be-
just reminded me in the comments. There's a NRL 22 match this Saturday if you want to come shoot.
I understand. I also have a storage shed to get emptied before it's time to pay for it again. Life.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there, shoot some more, and try to shoot their 22s and their center fires. So
Come
We'll
on,
see
got
how
a room
down
for you. I'll
Yep,
even take you to tacos after.
You
It's,
gonna do the twofer, come for a rim fire and a center fire on the same weekend?
That's a good deal. I can't match that deal. That's a good deal.
yeah, they don't do that. Y'all don't do that in Texas, do y'all?
No, we have too many people cross over.
Oh,
Yeah, Prentice was telling me about that, and I haven't done it yet, but I would like to take some of the matches up on it that do, Saturday and Sunday center fire and rim fire.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun, especially take the boy out or something and let him,
Yeah.
shoot the rim fire. But it hasn't worked out for me yet to do one of those. But I think that is a great idea. Not every place can pull it off, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
And I bought my rimfire years ago and got a good one, and I've just never shoot the thing. So like, I want to shoot my gun.
Oh, send me your
But-
schedule. We'll sign you up.
Yeah, I'm not going to go crazy down the rimfire hole. I just don't see that happening. I'm not going to test all this different lots of ammo and do all this stuff. I'm just going to get my gun dialed in and just shoot it the very best I can, and just have fun. So that's my rimfire goals, is actually use that to have fun and not really take myself too serious,
You usually shoot very well when you just go to have fun.
Yeah, so who knows where that might go.
You're like,
So,
oh,
but-
I'm not really going to stress over it this match. I'm just going to be laid back and just have fun. I'm not going to do good. I'm just going to have fun. And then you like win.
Yeah, and it's when the pressure's off, you usually do better. I don't know, because I tell people all the time, like most
Mhm.
everything you've succeeded at or done well at, it usually just comes across as effortless and just natural. Like you didn't put a lot of effort into it. So like if you over try, a lot of times you won't do too good. But sometimes if you can just detach just enough to, stay out of your own way, you can do pretty well. So
I
that's
love
fun.
interviewing you whenever you've won. And I'm like, so, how did it all come together? And how did you pull this win out? And you're like, well, I hit targets. I'm like, that's profound.
I'm gonna have to try that next time. Just hit the targets.
If only
Yeah.
I realized it was that simple.
That guy that wrote the book with winning him out, the Lanny Basham. I
Lanny
love. He had
Basham,
this
yep.
one quote. He had a quote. He's like, "How to win a world championship." He's like, be able to hit the target. Step 1, be able to hit the target. Step 2, do it again. And it was like, that's really all it is. It's just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
hit it just, and just
Get
keep
more
going.
targets
So,
than the other guy.
yeah, it don't always work out for me like that, but I always have fun. If I didn't still have fun, I think I'd burn myself out a long time ago. But I still enjoy it just as much today than I ever did. So as long as that keeps happening, I'll keep going back. But I've shot, I think, 110 PRS matches now, and I still get first stage jitters. I still get, you know, nervous. All the things that happen from day one, I still experience. So it could be the finale of the AG Cup or 10 guys in a field. Like I just enjoy it. So it's fun.
That's good. That's when you know you're in the right sport, when you can enjoy it. So
Yep. Keep going.
well, are we good on lives?
Thanks.
Good on lives.
I don't think anyone tuned in.
Oh, they did.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
It was just us talking.
Wait, was I supposed to hit this go live on Facebook button?
No, don't even laugh. You did that one
I
time.
hate you,
We were like
Greg.
20 minutes in, and I was like, I don't think we're live, y'all. And then, yeah, lo and behold, we were not.
That was back in the early days of Zoom. The
We
greatest
got a test run in.
greatest thing COVID ever did for us is make Zoom invest tons of money into making this system so like we started doing this on Zoom before COVID, and you know, just randomly be like, yeah, sorry, nobody's here, nothing's working, maybe we'll have it fixed next week. And now this is like the most robust system known to man.
Yeah, this show used to be on Google Hangouts. That's how long ago it was. It was live on YouTube, not on Facebook.
Really? I didn't know that you did lives on YouTube.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can do them now, but we can't do them now because they don't like what we talk about. But
Mike Bell and Tommy Tinsley both said that they're here.
see, they're there.
We do have people.
We have the people. They're just quiet listening to all the knowledge bombs.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
hit
listen.
targets.
That's right.
Tommy's the one that couldn't hit the deer at 400, so I'll go ahead and say that right now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Sold him out. That was rough.
Ask him how valuable a rangefinder is.
Tommy, how valuable is a rangefinder?
Wow.
That's a good dude. That's my riding buddy to a lot of matches. He's a good dude, fun to hang out with and go on road trips with.
Give a hard time.
Oh well, dang it, bro.
Yep. So
Well, I think that we are about at the point we can wind it down to shout outs. So I think we will start with Corey.
Okay. Well, I got a prop this time. Robert, you know this rifle, but this is our centerfire loaner, and I wanted to shout you out for sending this over with some other people. You talked a lot about having a gun you can trust, and we've had that rifle and the 22 in about 30 different people's hands, and it's been amazing to have a new shooter come out and not have to worry about anything and just shoot and have fun. So thank you for making that possible.
Man, that has really worked out for us, and that's been a good deal. And I don't think anyone's really approached us on a loaner gun from a match director standpoint or a facility. Sometimes shooters have as they travel, but that's the first time there. I didn't know how well it worked, but y'all knocked it out with that one. It's gone over good. So I see a lot of people use that, all the loaner guns. So that's a good idea. But no, we're glad to be able to help out on that. And there's another one coming. I saw the order in today. So I don't know if it's centerfire or rimfire, but yeah, there's another one.
Oh, fun.
On the way.
Okay.
The more the merrier.
That's awesome. Greg, you got shout outs?
Yep, I got GSL suppressors and Hunter's HD Gold. We got PDC Custom over there. Then Fix It Sticks and Vortex. So you can take it apart and put it back together.
Take it apart, put it back together.
I need to get me some Fix-It sticks.
Ooh, I got a discount code I can send you.
Oh, do you? Nice. I've always wanted some of those.
I love you, Greg.
Greg loves his discount code.
Does he? Nice.
Yes.
I'll use that. I bought this because Greg Cannon said so.
Exactly.
He will
Oh,
be
I got the shirt on too. See?
Yeah, I see it.
There you go.
Repping hard. Yeah, those, knock on wood, I carry tools around. I never use them on my own gun. It's always for somebody else, but I think it's something worthwhile having. And I kind of got scared this trip that I'm going to. I'm leaving at 3 a.m. to drive. We're driving all through the day and night to go to the Hornady match. I'm going a long ways from home. I brought no tools, just a rifle and 300 rounds of ammo. Just full trust in my gear. It's always served me well, and so we're gonna put our faith in it.
terrifying to me.
No, yeah, which that's the one thing I always carried a backup gun for a long time, but when you shoot tack, for a while just had one gun. It's like if something goes down, like there's nothing I could do because my other gun would put me in open. So that's why I got me a second one. And if you have two, you might as well have three. So
Hell yeah, America.
it kind of snowballs, but yeah. So now we're set.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I got faith in the gear though, so that says a lot.
You got any shout outs, Robert?
Wife and kids back home. Wife's holding it down while I go off and do this. So huge thanks to her, but just the people that support me and allow me to do this. Really appreciate them. So Manor Stocks does a lot for me and really enjoy working with them. But GA Gap builds my rifles. Bushnell helps me out on scopes, and Badger and Bartline and Trigger Tech, and Ogden and Hornady. All those have been some great companies to me, and used them for a long time and never had any issues with them. And the stuff always exceeds my expectations. So big shout out to them companies for supporting it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but in the morning we'll head out 3 a.m. So it'll come soon. And we should get there just in time to eat supper with them the night before the match to get started. So
Oh, that's right, because this is a Friday-Saturday match, isn't it?
Yep,
That's what I thought.
yep. The Mormons keep it tight. You can't
Right,
be
you
working
can't-
on Sunday.
Right, you can't. It's actually a Mormon property. How many acres is it? It's a huge area.
250,000 plus.
Ooh.
But what the property is gorgeous because it has different terrain. It's not all the same. I mean, there's high mountains and just rugged mountains, but there's low plains. There's wet spots. So it's it's deserty, but you can go spots where it's just green and lush and lakes and big trout. I mean, monster trout. Like there's more species of birds, they said, there than anywhere else in the country. You see moose and bear and pelicans. I mean, it's wild, all the stuff you see. So it's a fun spot to be there. And you don't have any signal for like 3 days. But it doesn't really bother you out there. It's like you can handle it.
Yeah, there's no cell signal there. But
It'll
good.
be fun. So wish us luck, and we should hopefully have a video with old Ken at the PRS when it's all said and done, because we should be, like I said, filming some content there too. So wish me luck on that.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
That'll
that'll
be
be
fun.
fun. That'll be good. Well, I just want to shout you out for coming and spending a couple of hours of your Tuesday night. I know you got kids and kittens and a match to get to at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you got all that to get ready. So we appreciate you coming and talking to us, and we appreciate everything that you do. You've always been a great ambassador for the sport, always smiling, always happy. Doesn't matter how bad your gun went down, you forgot your dope, whatever, and you're still the whole time. So
We're not going to talk about any of that stuff.
Yeah, anytime. Winning,
Jesus,
so.
Jen.
Jennifer trying to jinx me already.
But you're always smiling. You never.
You know, it's hard. I don't see how you could go out there and not have a good time. So it's always a blast. So enjoy it. But no, I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk. I always enjoy talking with y'all and enjoy watching the show when other people are on it. So keep it up because I'm a fan as well.
Oh,
Well, thank y'all.
Awesome. Well, with that, we will see everybody next week, and this will be a wrap for episode 409. Everybody have a good week.